What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're gonna restore Enchanted Riverbank from DK3. And I had a little trouble getting some of the percussion for this, but I think I just found it this morning, and everything, all the tests confirm that we are good to go. So without further ado, let's listen to the original track while I add in some instruments. Alright, so first order of business, channel 1, we have this drum beat. So let's see what's yours. Welcome everybody. Ultimate hype. Ultimate hype. Alright, so we have these two toms here, which I've already added. Now, because of the whole, Evelyn encodes her songs in sort of a weird timing. Everything, like the bars don't line up. They're in the song's in 4/4, but it's encoded in 3/4 or something like that. I don't really know, but so basically we have to copy every 3 bars, because even though the drum beat loops every 1 bar, it doesn't loop cleanly because of the encoding. So we have to copy every 3 bars and then just kind of encode it that way. So we're gonna make a new channel, a new pattern, and call it beat 1. Let's call it tom beat, because this is like an 808 tom kind of sound, analog tom kind of sound. Tom beat. Alright, we can shut that off now. So 3 bars, and then there's another third percussion instrument there. There's that rim shot thing. Now, one thing I want to do is scale the velocities real quick. And I'm going to do that I'm going to kind of breach the purity of the, actually, I forgot to split the loop, because this one loops pretty cleanly, I think. It's not like the others where it just kind of never loops. See, there's a clear looping point right here, from here to here. So we can actually, like, cut off the loop there. But what bar does it repeat at? 37. So it's a 37 bar loop, which means that we cut everything off right here. Make unique, and this will just make a new pattern so that we still have the old one, but we now have a clean once looping track of the song. So now our tom, back to our tom beat. So there's that click, sounds like a little bit too much. No, wait, maybe not. Oh, that sounds perfect. But there's also an envelope on it, a little bit like a subtle envelope, where we want to have it make sure that the tom fades out like in about one step. There we go. So now what we were talking about was scaling the velocities. So we have, looks like the loudest sound we have in here is like over here somewhere. This one. So now let's go and take the loudest sound, raise it up to 100%, and then that's going to be our scale. So now we just go through everything and make sure that it has that level of that scale of velocity. Alright, so now everything's scaled correctly. We have one loop, and now the toms we didn't scale. We copied them before we scaled. So now they should sound loud enough. Cheers from Brazil. Hey. Thank you from Cleveland. Hey. So this is the work that goes into making the restorations. It is. And we're not even a quarter of the way done yet. We're just getting started. So that's pretty much our tom drum beat. It's going to extend for the entirety of the song. Like so. And now I think next we have that hi-hat beat. Now, since this part of the track doesn't have any clear looping points, I'm just going to copy the whole thing. And what about panning? I forgot about the panning for all this stuff. So fortunately we're still center for now, but these have panning. I'm going to want him to be a lot stronger than that, but that's good enough for now. We'll do that during mixing. And I almost forgot, give the toms and the rim shot a mixer track. And let me make sure there's no, like, automation. Oh, wait, there is automation on the panning. Okay. So let's just go and copy this then. Some interesting panning relationship there. Looks like it's almost like it's like one of them's coming in from the like sort of fading in from the right channel, and the other one's just kind of already there, fading in from the center. What songs are you working on? Spectacular channel. Just subscribe. Thank you. What songs are you working on? This is the sort of the Riverbank level from DK3, like when you would you know, like you were on like riding on like, I don't know, it's like some kind of meadow, and you're like, there's like a fish that eats you or something, and you have like an elephant, or you play as an elephant, little tiny elephant, or the fish is bigger than. Okay, so that's good. Now we just have to drop this into the mix, really. Now what's next? Strings. Really quiet strings. Looks like they play a loop. And they have no panning. Nice groove. So strings. Ooh. Don't remember that. Wow. That's gonna be fun. You know that Crocodile Cacophony on YouTube sounds good. Yeah, you can't update YouTube videos, so I would have to upload a completely different one, and I can't do that. So these are, they have a bunch of, looks like we got a bunch of echo notes, and we don't like those, so we remove them and add a real delay. So we want them to be short. Looks like we have two different timings of delay on here. So first we have a 1.5 step delay, and then we have a 3/4 step delay. So we're gonna use one delay channel, and then let's give this a mixer track. We're gonna use one delay channel, and then we're going to change the shift the timing. So let's go and do, like, spread it out a bit so we can get stereo, like it's not just like a repeated note. No, we don't need that. But the level should be a little bit low like that, and then the step should start out as 1.5, which would be, if you look up in the corner here, would be 1.24. But see, we want it to shift time because it shifts, because it, like, sort of on the short notes, it sort of shifts time. Dun, da, 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 da. So we wanted to make sure it keeps the pitch, and then we want to insert, let's see, insert that. And then once these short notes come around, we want to have it shift. And we want to have it shift to 3/4 of a step. So we basically want to cut it in half. 3/4 of a step would be 0.36. And then eventually we want it to come back to a step and a half. And then back to 3/4 of a step again. And you get the idea. I've been the hardest to love. So basically they're going in 3/4 notes. So I can just repeat the same 3/4 notes for this. And it should line up. I've been the hardest to love. Try to hold me back. I've been the hardest to love. Try to hold me back. I've been the hardest to love. Alright, this one lines up. And that's our loop right there. Doesn't sound right on the short ones. So I know that 48 is a step. It goes in increments of 12. Just sounds too quick. Maybe it's because the notes, yeah, the notes are too long, that's why. We also want the cutoff, because I think when they put a low pass on it whenever they made this string patch. Good. Okay, so now that would be played for about 1, 2, 3, 4 repetitions. There we go. So now next is there's a marimba in there. So let me add that real quick because I don't have that one yet. Gonna load contact and here we go, marimba. So, marimba. Alright. Now, there's 2 layers to this thing. The first layer is... let's call this marimba. As a pattern. Sounds out of tune. Hold on. It's a little bit out of tune. It starts out of tune is the problem. It takes a minute to get up to... hold on. There we go. Now you just want to remove these echo nodes. Wait. Oh, yeah, those are echo from like a previous thing. Actually, I think it is supposed to be that octave. Maybe we'll call this melody, because it looks like there's going to be a lot more coming here. We'll call this the melody line. So in any case, let's go and grab our second layer. And now it's, I think the delays here were like, let's see, 3/4 of a step. Let me refer to the original. So it actually, it looks like they were dun, 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 dun. Yeah, so it looks like 3/4 of a step, but it doesn't activate on the first note. Dun, 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 dun. Actually, it looks more like, Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think it is just 3/4 of a step, but it's like gated at some point. Let's call this Marimba. So strings go in accompaniment, and then marimba goes in lead. But see, it's doing something different when it gets to that because it does like this. So So it does. Oh wait, this can't be a echo note. Oh wait, no, this is the original. That's right. So it looks like it's going all the way. One step, 2 steps, 2 1/4 steps. At some point it's going 2 1/4 steps, which 2 1/4 steps would be like, yeah, we'd take care of this. I think it's like 2 1/4 steps on top of 2 steps, and then sometimes the 2-stepper is gated. Or sometimes they're alternating between each other. That's the thing. It's another one of the, we don't need another delay, we just need to alternate the time. So it looks like first it does the first there's none at all. But that's only because the step doesn't take long, like it takes too long. So 2 1/4 steps would be 2 and 12. And we don't want to hear, we want it in the actual marimba thing. See, there's the one we're looking for. Actually, that one honestly just like sounds right like it is. Yeah, I think it's just like she's trying to like she was trying to recreate that, like the sound of having a bunch of them, but it's really just one. Yeah, that sounds perfect like it is. Now, but the for the second marimba part, there should be a delay of some kind on it, but it's in a different channel. So it's a step and a fourth. So this is going to modulate to so now we need a step and a fourth. And we want it to never change pitch. Good. Let's see, needs a little bit more delay. What's up, y'all? Welcome, new people. I would not be remastering Castlevania. And there's also a bass there. So where's that bass for the marimba now? Dun, 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 dun. Oh wait, this one's supposed to come before that. Alright, and let's remove all this. Oh, well, we got an octave. This needs to stay. This one's off. But this is all supposed to be, okay, these are not supposed to start when they start. So the marimba, on this part at least, needs to be on the downbeat. But these ones at the bottom are not supposed to echo. So we need another marimba channel that doesn't go to that doesn't go to delay. So we'll route it like that. We'll tell it use the out number 3 and 4, and then we'll say that out 3 and 4 goes to another mixer channel, and we'll call this marimba no delay. Okay, and then that's gonna go to, well, actually it's gonna go to lead. Okay, so now let's so these are all centered, so there's no panning to worry about. And now the next order of business is this, like that dark string pad that like kind of bends down. Yeah. And it looks like it does a different thing. I think that's the marimba again. No, that's the voice actually. So we have let's add a sample-based airvox so we can change the pitch. So first off, let's see where, like, how long does it take for the pitch bend to start taking effect? Because it starts before it actually starts to bend. It just plays straight and right here. So it takes about a bar. It takes a bar and a quarter for it to start bending. Now this is interesting because it's not really it's sort of a bass really. So it should go, let's just make a new pattern and call it a string drop. And of course we need a new channel of strings because this one's got to be long. And this one we actually don't need it to be cut off like that. And so we want it to start going down at a quarter. I don't know what the scale, like how much it should go down, because the scale on the MIDI is not right. It's not to scale, so there's no telling. I'm just gonna say an octave. Let me see if that matches. I think it was less than that. Yeah, it was way less than that. It was more like maybe a fifth. Maybe not even that. No, I think it was actually a minor second. Or no, a minor third. Yeah, there we go. Now what about the volume? Does the volume change? Yeah, I think it does. It's supposed to fade out ever so slowly. I think it needs to be slower than that, but it doesn't go slower than that. We'll just leave it at that for now. Yeah, that should be good enough. I think because the SPC track plays louder than this, it just kind of sounds like it. But so there's then there's that Airvox drop, which I want to say is going to do the exact same thing, hopefully. Yeah, it pretty much does the exact same thing. I think it's an octave lower than that. And there's a low pass on it. There's also a fade in and a fade out. Good. It's supposed to be a lot quieter. Alright. And that's going to go... Actually, we didn't even copy the marimba yet. So the marimba should start right after the strings. Or that one part of the marimba anyway. Okay, so what's next? Looks like we got that. We got that. So now, what's this right here? Track number 5. No, track number 6. Wait. Track 4. There we go, that steel drum, man. not so sure that's exactly the right sound. I might look later, but depends on how much it gels. Now, we got any delay on that one? Yeah, we do. I'm gonna assume it's like a, wait. It's not, yeah, it's a little over a step. It's a step and a fourth. Might need a better quality sample of that too, because it's very terrible. Would you share it stem by stem? Definitely not. I don't have storage space for that. Who is the composer? My absolute favorite. Pretty good. Might need to revisit that later. So what's next? Looks like that's it for that channel. Wood flute, all right. So let's say first empty, we'll call this wood flute. Actually, I think this is more of a melody, I think. How long before like that last one? So it waits about a bar and a half. Bar and a half rest, then it starts with this. But actually this one needs its own because it's a repeating thing, so it needs its own. So let's call this wood flute. I like the release sound, but hold on. Yeah, the release sound does it well. Let me see that again. Alright, so we need a delay. Let me just check on the, it's gonna be, pretty sure a step and a half. Or not, a step and a quarter. It's actually 2 steps and a quarter. Okay, so it needs more, only grabbed, it's gonna fade in, and it actually has more of a, even more fade in, so it doesn't really repeat, so I can't do that. It's kind of flowing in and out. And now that I don't have to repeat it, I can drop it into melody. Alright, good. Now there is another layer to the steel drums that I need to add in. Alright, not so sure about this one. So I want to hear this by itself. Okay, so oh, it's because of the delays. That's why. We don't want delays on it. That's why it sounds weird. So let's clone this and say well, actually, no, that's going to mess up the delays if we do that. So let's give it, I was going to give it its own, we got to give it its own mixer track and then kind of copy the same thing over and over again. Now let's copy this to here where we have no delay. But we do want some release so that it kind of spills it. That sounds pretty good, actually. So now we can kind of put it back into the melody section. But now, what if maybe it could use some delay? Like maybe it won't sound too different with delay. I think the main thing that was killing it was the lack of release. So maybe if we add release to there, the original channel. Let's just try this. Add release to the original channel. Versus. I think it sounds better without the delay on the lower layer. The effects always run into the bus channels, right? Not the way I do it. I just put them in a mixer track and then effect it up. Make sure to put the effects after, like, the EQs and stuff. Alright, so this can be deleted. Now, so let's see what else we got. So we're done with, pretty much done with the melody line here. Everything else we got is, let's see, wait, what's this? Oh, that's that shift lead. So that is part of the, technically that is part of the melody. So we will include it in the melody. Which means that everything, I'm not even gonna mess with that, I'm just gonna make a new one. Shifter. It's part of the melody, but I don't even, like, I started the melody too late. So now there's no room for it. I'd have to take everything and move it around. Good. Now all we need to do is take out these delay notes and add our own delay in. Wait. Something doesn't sound right. Oh yeah, because these are... And I think one of those notes are like delayed in the, are like taking too long. They have too much blank, like a spare space at the start because it's off beat. So one of the notes is off beat. It's this one right here. This one's like taking too long. So A4 is what I'm looking for. This one might be it. I doubt it. Sorry. I don't see any, like, except for this one. They all seem fine. Maybe it's, just in the notes, and the notes are on a weird time. Okay. So now, what's our delay like? So we know we need it to repeat after this note is done. So it looks like it's a step and a half for the most part. But there was one part that caught my eye. This one sounds like it's 2 steps, or just 1 step. So let's just start with what we have now. So let's go 3 steps, and then we might make it change to 2 steps on that one part where it was like different. It's actually 1.5 steps. But was that like, hold on, let me check it. Because I think it might have been just like it stops suddenly. No, it is actually like that. Okay, but it shuffles around a bit. Yeah, it starts off doing like that, but then it it does that for like right here, and then it goes back to being a step and a half. Which I think that's the only time it does that. Actually, no, it does that. No, wait, this is because this is an actual note. So yeah, that's pretty much the only time it does that, but it is like a subtle thing that I'm gonna have to do. So real quick, insert that automation, and then when we get to that one part, we're going to go to zoom in here. We're at this one part only for a moment. It's going to change to 1 step. And then it's going to change back right here. And we want it to not, we want it to keep the same pitch. And I want to get more stereo on the and maybe a low pass on it too. Maybe a band pass actually. There we go. Definitely not on a higher velocity or a fuller, a fuller velocity or a higher octave. It's like it is. It might just need to be tweaked a bit. It was a trimmed down, like the one in the original, the one in the game is trimmed down, kind of. This is the full sample. And then I want to legato it so that, but I also want to make it where it has a decay. And maybe some release too. That's good. And yes, it might need to have a fuller velocity, but it's supposed to be very quiet. We'll see how it presents itself in the full mix. When Tim is telling blind dinosaur jokes. I don't remember that. I'll have to check that out. Starving on the delay? I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's the delay is a note delay, so they were very limited in what they could do. They couldn't do delays crossing into another note, but here we can do that, and that's kind of what they intended. So it gives a little bit more of a real feeling if you let the notes run into each other a little bit. And that starts right here. Oh, and I almost forgot that string drop, which goes right here, I think. No, not there, right here. There we go. Maybe that wood flute has a little bit too much release. That marimba's offbeat. Oh, it sounds shorter than it should. Yeah, you might be right about that, actually. Are you doing the game over sequences for the 3 games? Yeah, every piece of music, even the jingles, will eventually be restored. First, we're just really worried about the songs, and then once it comes time to wrap the whole thing up, the jingles will be done so that the MSU patch can be created with all the right music. Currently, we're in the process of doing the jingles for DK2. We're alternating between restoring a DK3 track and finishing the jingles for DK2. So it's starting to sound pretty full. So that with that, the melody line is completely done. And let's give it, let's add it into the reverb channel. I think the marimba can go into the reverb channel too. And strings can also go into reverb. I'm just kind of spitballing here. I don't know what I'm going to end up doing, but this can go into reverb. Okay, cool. So what's next? Wait, there's still that tom beat in there. Now this instrument, that little clacking, I just kind of found this morning. That was an interesting thing. It I didn't even know what this was. It sounds like, I don't know, but I think I'm pretty sure I found what it is. Best I can do is guess, but check it out. It sounds like I just kind of looked through the percussion of the S770, Roland S770, and I came up with this. This sounds actually like it probably is it, and it sounds like something that would be used in this song. So I'm gonna say that this is good enough. So as always, we take 1 bar of it. Take 1 bar and call this one beat 2. Now this should be all the way up here. We definitely don't want a loop point, but we do want it to be, yeah, should be like that. And I want a little bit of release, because even when it doesn't let the full sample play, it shouldn't just up and stop. So castanets should go to okay, now the tom. It's one of those really low sort of techno toms. Oh, actually doesn't even repeat. Just keeps on going, but this thing repeats, so but I think it stops. Yeah, it stops between that and then it picks up again when the tom picks up again. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. It's been a very long day without you, my friend. So for this one, we're going to want to find what, I think it might be an octave lower. Yeah, that's right. And now we want it to we want it to play the whole sample no matter what. So release all the way up. Actually, maybe not the whole sample, maybe just reverb will take care of the rest. But see, we don't want reverb on the low end. You never put reverb on a kick because the bass frequencies are going to double up. And you don't want to hear, like, you don't want to mess with the bass frequencies like that. So what we do is we can take a convolver and say that we want to high pass the reverb. So now there's no reverb on the lower end. Cool. So now where does that start? It starts right after that, yeah, the marimba. Right after the marimba gets finished. It's gonna start. No, wait. Right here. Yeah, here. Maybe a little more release on that. Crazy, yeah, crazy calypso. Wait, the DK3's MSU patch only plays one Lose Alive variant. Oh, I thought you meant the game did. Okay, cool. So, so now we have this this bass, which I'm gonna go ahead and make a dedicated bass channel, bass track, I'd say. And this cannot go in here. So this there's like a string thing going on. Check it out. So let's make a new track, call it bass. Take it an octave down. There we go. But it should fade in. It should fade in slower. No, actually, that's perfect. It should just fade out slower. Or maybe it should fade in faster. No, it's not supposed. It's supposed to take a little bit longer to fade out. So this one's got to have no fade out. It just kind of, it starts very abruptly. This one at the bottom here. But both of them need to have a filter. There we go. Maybe even a little more. Let's go to 30. And it needs to have like a sort of a pluck to it. Good. Okay, so next is this thing right here. In the same channel, just... That's that Udu pot thing. Alright. It's out of tune just a little bit. Good, perfect. So now this is gonna go, it's gonna go to, all right, and then we have this another dark pad. Let's see what that's all about. Another one of those. So we just copy this half right here. And that's just the repeat of the beginning. Okay, so now at the next channel we have an actual string bass. Wait, no, it's another voice. Same envelope and everything. Just another layer. They sound like they might be lower than that. Yeah, they sound like they should be all the way down here. No, it can't be. I think it's just the way the Super Nintendo handles the pitching system. And it's also that they're probably, like, they have more of a lot of it is cut off. I would say FL Studio, maybe somewhat. I've never used Adobe Flash Audition or Adobe Flash, but oh yeah, Flash system, right? But no, I'd say SPC Tool is the one that's always crashing, way more than anything. So now it looks like we've got that which, what is that? I think that's the wood flute, right? Oh no, that's that Schiffer lead again. Looks like there's that, and then there's a delay. A delay of a step and a quarter. So this should go in the melody section, sort of, well, maybe not in the melody. I'm just going to put it in a separate one, since there's already a melody going above it. Call it Schiffer 2, I guess. And I think we're going to have to make a new channel, needless to say. Still doesn't sound quite right, but it shouldn't be in the same mixer track either. And it should be muffled. Maybe an octave lower? Yeah, octave lower. Yeah, because that lower one is like really in the bass. Getting there. Alright, let's put this in there. Yeah, now that's good. I like that. All right. What's next? Oh yeah, I need delay on that. That's might be what was missing. I forgot about the delay. And the interval was, I forgot. A step and a fourth. Ooh. It's that it's the top of that low one that's doing some crazy stuff. There we go. Much better. So it looks like the very last order of business is for these this thing right here, the trash can hit. It's like a metal hit. So make a new track, call it trash can, and not trash can. Now, first of all, I think we need to shorten it so that the notes don't really run into each other too much. With some bleed out. Now, I'm not so sure about this sound because it doesn't have that little ring at the bottom. Like, listen to that. You can hear a clear note in there at the bottom, but this doesn't have that. It's just noise. So that's probably not the right sound. And whatever sound it is probably going to be centered right here. Actually, maybe, no. So I'm going to need to go find another sound for this and see if I can find the right one that sounds good. But so I'm going to take a break and come back in a few hours or so. Let's see, just for clarification, are these the original samples or you work on the production? They're not a reproduction. They're Yeah, they're the original samples. Like, so whenever they were scoring the soundtrack, they got like they had bought a bunch of like workstation keyboards and samplers and whatnot, and they came with these stock sounds. So I went and found those sounds from the internet, like because they were pretty popular sounds, most for the most part. Went and found them and on places on the internet, and just kind of downloaded them and then translated them into whatever I needed them to be. So yeah, that's so they're technically the original ones. I'm from Chile. Hey, Chile. All right. We'll messing with the EQ later on. Help that one. Yeah, we'll be messing with EQs later. So this is the only the first part of it. We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna find that sound. Now that we've got everything, all the notes are right, all the delays are right. We need to mix it. We need to like polish it off, make it sound like it's like make it pop, make it like really come out and like sound pristine and professional. So when I come back, I'll be doing that. All right, I will see y'all in 3 hours. Bye bye.